Japan has the highest number of people over 100 years old in the entire world. But here is the strange part: it has nothing to do with genetics. Scientists discovered one single food that Japanese people eat almost every single day. And when Americans started eating it too, the results were shocking. Stay with me for the next 10 minutes because this could change how long you live. Natto is often called the #1 longevity food, yet most people have never even heard of it. It's a traditional Japanese dish made from fermented soybeans, known for its strong smell, sticky texture, and incredibly powerful health benefits. What makes natto stand out is its extremely high content of vitamin K2, a nutrient that plays a critical role in keeping your body functioning properly as you age. Vitamin K2 helps direct calcium to the right places in your body, like your bones and teeth, while preventing it from building up in your arteries. This is important because calcium buildup in arteries is one of the major contributors to heart disease. By helping keep arteries clean and flexible, K2 supports better heart health and long-term circulation. Natto is also rich in probiotics due to the fermentation process, which supports gut health and improves digestion. A healthy gut is directly linked to stronger immunity and better nutrient absorption. Despite being a staple in Japan, where people have some of the longest lifespans in the world, natto is still relatively unknown in the US. You can easily find it online, often available on Amazon for around $8, making it an accessible addition to a longevity-focused diet. Hara Hachi Bu, the 80% rule, is a simple yet powerful habit practiced in Japan that focuses on eating until you are only about 80% full. Instead of eating until you feel completely stuffed. It is not a diet, not a temporary trick, and not a restrictive system. It is a mindset and a daily discipline that quietly shapes how much food you consume without the need to count calories or follow complicated plans. The idea is rooted in mindful eating, where you pay close attention to your body's signals and stop eating before reaching the point of fullness. In contrast, many people are used to eating until they feel completely full, or even beyond that point, often without realizing how much they have consumed. The science behind this approach is surprisingly straightforward. When you eat, your stomach begins to stretch and signals are sent to your brain to indicate fullness. However, this process is not instant. It can take around 20 minutes for your brain to fully register that you have eaten enough. During this delay, it is very easy to continue eating past the point your body actually needs. This is where overeating happens most often. By the time you feel completely full, you may have already consumed far more calories than required. Hara Hachi Bu works by cutting off that excess before it begins. By intentionally stopping at 80% fullness, you allow your body enough time to catch up and recognize that it has had enough. This habit has significant implications for long-term health. Consistently overeating, even by small amounts, can lead to gradual weight gain over time. Many people assume that weight gain only comes from obvious overeating or unhealthy food choices, but in reality, even nutritious food can contribute to weight gain if consumed in excess. The 80% rule helps create a natural calorie balance without the need for strict tracking. It reduces overall intake in a subtle and sustainable way, making it easier to maintain a healthy weight. In many Western cultures, particularly in the United States, eating habits often revolve around large portion sizes and the idea of finishing everything on the plate. People are encouraged, sometimes from childhood, not to waste food, which can lead to ignoring internal hunger cues. Restaurant portions are often significantly larger than what the body actually needs, and eating until you feel completely full is normalized. In some cases, people even eat until they feel uncomfortable, describing the sensation as being stuffed or overly full. This pattern can lead to a cycle where the body becomes accustomed to larger quantities of food, making it harder to recognize when enough is enough. The phrase "Americans eat until 120% full" captures this tendency to go beyond natural limits. While it may sound exaggerated, it reflects a common behavior where people eat not just to satisfy hunger, but also to feel full and satisfied, but to the point of physical fullness and sometimes discomfort. This habit alone can play a major role in the development of obesity. When the body consistently receives more energy than it needs, the excess is stored as fat. Over time, this accumulation can lead to weight gain and increase the risk of various health conditions, including heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and metabolic disorders. Hara Hachi Bu, offers a practical solution by shifting focus from external cues, like portion sizes and plate completion, to internal cues, such as hunger and satiety. It encourages slowing down during meals, paying attention to how food tastes, and noticing when hunger begins to fade. Eating more slowly is an important part of this process because it gives the body time to send those fullness signals to the brain. When meals are rushed, it becomes much easier to miss these signals and overeat. Another important aspect of this practice is portion awareness. Instead of automatically filling a plate with a large amount of food, smaller portions are served, with the option to have more if needed. This creates a natural pause in eating, allowing time to assess whether additional food is actually necessary. In many cases, people find that they are satisfied with less than they initially thought. The benefits of this habit extend beyond weight management. By avoiding overeating, the digestive system is placed under less stress. Large meals can make the body work harder to process food, sometimes leading to discomfort, bloating, or sluggishness. Eating to 80% fullness helps maintain a sense of lightness and energy after meals, rather than the heavy feeling that often follows overeating. This approach also supports better metabolic health. When calorie intake is kept within a moderate range, the body is better able to regulate blood sugar levels and insulin response. Frequent overeating, especially with high-calorie foods, can disrupt this balance and contribute to insulin resistance over time. By naturally limiting intake, Hara Hachi Bu helps create a more stable internal environment. In Japan, this practice is often introduced early in life and becomes a normal part of daily behavior. It is not seen as a restriction, but rather as a form of respect for the body. Meals are typically structured in a way that supports this habit, with a variety of smaller dishes instead of one large portion. This allows for a balanced intake of nutrients while still maintaining moderation. Adopting this habit in other cultures may require a shift in mindset, especially in environments where large portions and fast eating are common. It involves becoming more aware of how much you are eating and how your body responds to food. One practical way to begin is by simply pausing during meals and asking yourself whether you are still hungry or just continuing out of habit. Over time, this awareness can help retrain the body to recognize true hunger and fullness signals. Another helpful strategy is to reduce distractions while eating. Watching television, scrolling through a phone, or working during meals can make it difficult to notice when you have had enough. Mindful eating, where attention is focused on the meal itself, makes it easier to stop at the right time. This does not require perfection, but even small improvements in awareness can make a difference. It is also important to understand that 80% fullness is not a fixed measurement, but a feeling. It is the point where you are no longer hungry, but not yet completely full. This can feel different for each person, and it may take some time to identify. The goal is not to be exact, but to develop a general sense of when to stop eating before reaching discomfort. Over time, practicing Hara Hachi Bu can lead to a natural adjustment in appetite. The body becomes accustomed to smaller portions, and hunger levels begin to align with actual energy needs. This makes it easier to maintain the habit without constant effort. Unlike strict diets that rely on willpower, this approach becomes more intuitive and sustainable. In a world where overeating is often normalized and even encouraged, the simplicity of the 80% rule stands out. It does not require special foods, expensive programs, or complicated calculations. It is based on listening to the body and making a conscious decision to stop eating slightly earlier than usual. This small change, when practiced consistently, can have a significant impact on overall health and longevity. Green tea is a daily ritual in Japan where people typically drink 3 to 4 cups a day as part of their normal lifestyle. Among the most popular types are matcha and sencha, both derived from the same plant but processed and consumed in very different ways. These differences play a key role in how they affect the body and mind, especially when it comes to energy, focus, and long-term health. Sencha is the most commonly consumed green tea in Japan. It is made by steeping whole tea leaves in hot water, allowing the beneficial compounds to infuse into the drink. The flavor is light, fresh, and slightly grassy, making it easy to drink multiple times throughout the day. Matcha, on the other hand, is a powdered form of green tea where the entire leaf is ground into a fine powder and whisked into water. This means you are consuming the whole leaf rather than just an infusion, resulting in a much more concentrated source of nutrients. One of the key compounds found in both matcha and sencha is L-theanine, an amino acid known for its calming effects on the brain. L-theanine promotes relaxation without causing drowsiness, helping reduce stress while maintaining mental clarity. It works by increasing alpha brain wave activity, which is associated with a state of calm focus. This is one of the reasons why green tea provides a different kind of energy compared to coffee. Instead of a sudden spike followed by a crash, the combination of L-theanine and caffeine in green tea creates a smoother, more sustained sense of alertness. Another powerful component is EGCG, a type of antioxidant that has been widely studied for its potential health benefits. EGCG helps fight oxidative stress in the body, which is linked to aging and the development of chronic diseases. It has been associated with anti-inflammatory effects and may play a role in reducing the risk of certain types of cancer. Because matcha involves consuming the entire leaf, it typically contains higher levels of EGCG compared to sencha, making it a more potent option for those seeking maximum benefits. In many Western countries, especially in the United States, coffee is the dominant daily beverage. While coffee does provide a quick boost of energy, it often comes with a sharp increase in cortisol levels, the body's primary stress hormone. This spike can lead to feelings of jitteriness, anxiety, and energy crashes later in the day. In contrast, green tea releases caffeine more gradually, thanks to the presence of L-theanine. This leads to a more balanced energy experience, supporting focus without overstimulating the nervous system. The idea that green tea contributes to slower brain aging is tied to its combined effects on stress, inflammation, and cellular health. Chronic stress and high cortisol levels can accelerate cognitive decline over time. By helping regulate stress and providing a steady source of antioxidants, green tea may support better brain health as people age. In Japan, where green tea consumption is a long-standing habit, populations have shown lower rates of certain age-related conditions, which has led to the belief that their brains may age more slowly compared to those in high-stress, high-caffeine environments. Matcha is often preferred when a stronger, more concentrated effect is desired. Because you are ingesting the entire leaf, it delivers a higher dose of both L-theanine and EGCG, along with a richer flavor and thicker texture. It is commonly used in traditional tea ceremonies and has a more intense taste that some people find energizing and grounding at the same time. Sencha, being lighter and more refreshing, is better suited for frequent consumption throughout the day, making it easier to build a consistent habit. Both forms of green tea offer a practical alternative to coffee for those looking to reduce stress while maintaining productivity. Instead of relying on sharp bursts of energy, green tea supports a steady rhythm, allowing the body and mind to function more smoothly. This difference in how energy is delivered can have a noticeable impact on daily performance, mood, and long-term health. Miso soup is a traditional Japanese dish that is commonly consumed every morning as part of a daily routine. It is made using fermented soybean paste, known as miso, combined with a simple broth called dashi, which is usually prepared from ingredients like seaweed and dried fish. This combination creates a warm, savory soup that is both light and deeply nourishing, often served with tofu, seaweed, and green onions depending on preference and region. The key to miso soup's health benefits lies in its fermentation process. Miso is made by fermenting soybeans with salt and a specific type of fungus which produces beneficial bacteria known as probiotics. These probiotics are extremely important for gut health as they help maintain a balanced microbiome in the digestive system. A healthy gut is closely linked to better immunity, improved digestion, and even mental well-being, since a large portion of the body's immune activity is influenced by gut bacteria. In addition to probiotics, miso also contains isoflavones, which are plant-based compounds found in soy. Isoflavones act similarly to estrogen in the body and have been studied for their potential role in supporting hormonal balance, especially in women. These compounds also have antioxidant properties, which help reduce oxidative stress and inflammation in the body. Over time, this can contribute to lower risk of chronic diseases and support overall cellular health. Scientific observations have suggested a possible link between regular miso consumption and lower rates of certain health conditions. For example, studies in Japan have shown that women who consume soy-based foods, including miso, tend to have lower rates of breast cancer compared to populations with lower soy intake. While diet is only one factor among many, the consistent presence of fermented soy in the Japanese diet is often considered one of the contributing elements to this difference. Miso soup is also valued for its simplicity and speed of preparation. It can be made in just a few minutes by dissolving miso paste into hot dashi broth and adding basic ingredients like tofu or seaweed. This makes it an extremely practical meal option, especially in busy lifestyles where time is limited in the morning. Despite its simplicity, it provides a strong nutritional foundation that supports energy and digestion throughout the day. In many Western diets, breakfast is often heavy, processed, or high in sugar, which can lead to energy crashes later in the day. In contrast, miso soup offers a light but nutrient-rich alternative that does not overwhelm the digestive system. It provides warmth, hydration, and essential nutrients without excess calories, making it suitable for daily consumption. Another important aspect is affordability. Miso soup is extremely cost-effective, with a single serving often costing around $1 or even less depending on ingredients. This makes it accessible to a wide range of people, regardless of budget. The ingredients also have a long shelf life, especially miso paste, which can be stored for extended periods without losing its nutritional value. Regular consumption of miso soup is also associated with cultural habits of mindful eating in Japan. It is often consumed slowly at the beginning of a meal, helping prepare the digestive system and encouraging a balanced approach to eating. This small daily practice contributes to overall dietary moderation and supports long-term health outcomes in subtle but consistent ways. Seaweed is often referred to as a mineral powerhouse, especially in Japanese and other coastal diets where it is consumed regularly in various forms such as nori, wakame, and kombu. These sea vegetables grow in ocean water and naturally absorb a wide range of minerals from their environment, making them one of the most nutrient-dense plant-based foods available. Unlike land vegetables, seaweed contains a unique profile of trace elements that are essential for human health but often missing in modern diets. One of the most important nutrients found in seaweed is iodine. Iodine is a critical mineral required for the proper functioning of the thyroid gland, which controls metabolism, energy production, and hormone regulation in the body. Without sufficient iodine, the thyroid cannot produce adequate hormones, which can lead to fatigue, weight gain, and other metabolic issues. Seaweed is one of the richest natural sources of iodine, especially varieties like kombu, which contain significantly higher concentrations compared to most other foods. Another powerful compound found in seaweed is fucoidan, a unique type of polysaccharide that has gained attention in scientific research for its potential health benefits. Fucoidan has been studied in more than 40 scientific papers for its possible anti-tumor properties. These studies suggest that it may help support the immune system, reduce inflammation, and influence the behavior of abnormal cells in the body. While research is still ongoing, the consistent interest in fucoidan highlights seaweed's potential role in long-term disease prevention and cellular protection. Different types of seaweed offer slightly different nutritional profiles. Nori, commonly used to wrap sushi, is rich in protein, vitamins, and minerals, making it one of the most familiar forms of seaweed globally. Wakame is often used in soups and salads and is known for its soft texture and mild flavor, along with its content of calcium, magnesium, and omega-3 fatty acids. Kombu is typically used to make broths like dashi and is especially high in iodine and umami flavor compounds, which enhance the taste of food while also delivering nutrients. In many Western countries, including the United States, iodine deficiency is more common than most people realize. This is largely due to reduced consumption of natural iodine sources and changes in food processing and dietary habits. As a result, some individuals may experience thyroid-related issues without being aware that a lack of iodine could be a contributing factor. In contrast, traditional Japanese diets that regularly include seaweed provide a natural and consistent source of iodine, which supports healthy thyroid function across the population. Observational data has shown that Japan has relatively low rates of thyroid disease compared to many other countries, which has led researchers to examine dietary patterns as a possible contributing factor. While multiple lifestyle and genetic factors are involved in health outcomes, the regular inclusion of seaweed in daily meals is considered an important part of this nutritional balance. Seaweed is also valued for its ability to provide minerals in a highly bioavailable form. This means that the body can absorb and utilize these nutrients efficiently. It contains calcium, magnesium, potassium, and iron, all of which play essential roles in maintaining bone health, muscle function, and oxygen transport in the body. Because it is low in calories but rich in nutrients, seaweed fits well into a diet focused on longevity and metabolic health. In addition to its nutritional content, seaweed also supports gut health due to its natural fiber content, particularly a type of soluble fiber that acts as a prebiotic. Prebiotics feed beneficial gut bacteria, helping maintain a balanced microbiome. A healthy gut is increasingly recognized as a foundation for overall health, influencing digestion, immunity, and even mental well-being. The combination of iodine, fucoidan, minerals, and fiber makes seaweed a unique food that bridges both traditional nutrition and modern scientific interest. Fish consumption plays a major role in traditional Japanese diets, where people consume significantly more seafood than red meat. On average, individuals in Japan eat around 154 pounds of fish per year, making it a primary source of protein and healthy fats. This dietary pattern contrasts sharply with many Western countries, especially the United States, where red meat is consumed in much higher quantities, while fish intake remains relatively low. One of the key reasons fish is valued in nutrition is its high content of omega-3 fatty acids. These essential fats are known for their powerful effects on heart health. Omega-3s help reduce inflammation in the body, lower triglyceride levels, and support healthy blood vessel function. They also play a role in maintaining stable heart rhythms and reducing the risk of cardiovascular complications over time. Regular consumption of fish provides a natural and efficient way to obtain these nutrients, which are often lacking in diets heavy in processed foods and red meat. In contrast, high consumption of red meat has been associated with increased risks of heart disease when eaten in excess, particularly processed forms. While red meat does provide important nutrients like iron and protein, excessive intake, especially when not balanced with other food sources, can contribute to higher cholesterol levels and inflammation. In the United States, where average fish consumption is around 16 pounds per year and red meat intake exceeds 200 pounds, dietary imbalance is a significant concern. Heart disease remains one of the leading causes of death in the United States, affecting approximately 1 in 4 individuals. This statistic highlights the importance of dietary choices in long-term health outcomes. While genetics and lifestyle factors also play a role, nutrition is a major modifiable risk factor. Increasing fish intake while reducing excessive red meat consumption is often recommended as part of a heart-healthy diet. Japanese dietary habits reflect a more balanced approach, where fish is a central protein source and red meat is consumed in smaller quantities. This balance, combined with other elements of the traditional diet such as vegetables, fermented foods, and green tea, contributes to overall cardiovascular health. The consistent intake of omega-3 rich fish is one of the key factors that supports this pattern, making it an important dietary model studied by nutrition experts worldwide. Walking culture in Japan is deeply connected to daily life and the concept of ikigai, which refers to having a sense of purpose that naturally guides how people live and move. Instead of relying heavily on gyms or structured workout programs, many Japanese people stay active through everyday routines like walking to train stations, commuting, shopping locally, and engaging in community activities. On average, people in Japan walk around 7,000 to 8,000 steps per day without intentionally exercising in the Western sense. This lifestyle creates consistent low-intensity physical activity throughout the day, which is one of the most sustainable forms of movement for long-term health. Rather than short bursts of intense workouts followed by long periods of sitting, the body remains gently active for extended periods. This helps support cardiovascular health, improves circulation, and assists in maintaining a healthy body weight over time. The idea of ikigai plays an important role in this movement culture. When people have a clear sense of purpose, whether it is work, family, or community involvement, they are more likely to be satisfied and fulfilled. They naturally incorporate more movement into their daily lives without viewing it as a task. Walking becomes part of living rather than a separate fitness goal. In contrast, many people in the United States rely on gyms like Planet Fitness for structured exercise sessions. While spending the rest of the day in sedentary routines such as sitting at desks, driving, or using screens, This creates a cycle of inactivity outside of short workout periods. The Japanese approach shows that consistent everyday movement can be just as important, if not more sustainable, than occasional intense exercise sessions. No snacking culture in Japan is a quiet but powerful part of their overall dietary pattern, where people typically avoid eating between main meals. Instead of constant grazing throughout the day, the structure is centered around 3 proper meals: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Snacks like chips, cookies, candy, or sugary drinks are not a regular part of daily eating habits for many people, especially in traditional lifestyles. This creates long natural gaps between meals where the body is not continuously digesting food. From a scientific perspective, this pattern naturally creates effects similar to intermittent fasting. When the body has extended breaks between meals, insulin levels remain more stable, and the digestive system gets time to rest and reset. This can improve metabolic efficiency and help the body better regulate energy usage. It also reduces the constant insulin spikes that are often associated with frequent snacking, especially when those snacks are high in sugar or refined carbohydrates. In many Western countries, particularly the United States, snacking has become a normalized part of daily life. People often eat multiple times outside of main meals, sometimes without true hunger, but due to habit, availability, or emotional triggers. This can lead to a significant increase in daily calorie intake. Research and dietary observations suggest that Americans can consume 600 or more extra calories per day from snacking alone, which can contribute to gradual weight gain over time. The difference lies not just in food choices, but in eating structure. In Japan, meals are treated as intentional events rather than constant consumption throughout the day. This creates a more mindful relationship with food, where hunger builds naturally and meals are more satisfying. The absence of frequent snacking also helps maintain appetite regulation, allowing people to feel full and satisfied after properly balanced meals. This approach does not rely on strict dieting or calorie counting, but on simple cultural habits that naturally limit unnecessary food intake. Over time, this pattern supports better weight control, improved digestion, and more stable energy levels throughout the day, without requiring conscious restriction or complex dietary planning. Smaller portions in Japanese eating culture create a powerful visual and psychological difference in how much people consume compared to Western norms. In many traditional Japanese meals, the serving sizes are intentionally modest, with food arranged in smaller bowls and plates that naturally guide the eater to consume less without feeling restricted. A typical Japanese dinner plate often looks significantly smaller when compared to a standard American breakfast or dinner plate, which tends to be larger and more filled. This difference is not just about aesthetics, but about how the brain interprets portion size. Humans are highly influenced by visual cues, and when a plate appears full, the brain assumes the portion is sufficient. In contrast, larger plates in many Western countries encourage bigger servings, often leading people to eat more than their body actually needs without realizing it. This simple environmental factor plays a major role in long-term calorie intake. The visual contrast between a Japanese meal and an American-style portion is striking and can be very impactful when shown side by side. A smaller plate naturally limits overeating because it creates a sense of completion with less food. At the same time, meals are often balanced with multiple small dishes rather than one large portion, allowing variety without excess quantity. In the United States, where larger plates and oversized servings are common, this visual difference becomes even more important. Simply reducing plate size has been shown to influence portion control and reduce calorie intake without requiring conscious dieting. This makes it a powerful and practical behavioral tool for improving eating habits and supporting healthier long-term nutrition patterns. Daikon radish is a long white root vegetable commonly used in Japanese cuisine, often referred to as a hidden detoxer due to its powerful digestive and cleansing properties. It has a mild, slightly peppery taste and is usually eaten raw, pickled, grated, or cooked in soups and stews. What makes daikon particularly interesting from a nutritional perspective is its natural content of digestive enzymes such as amylase and protease, which help break down carbohydrates and proteins more efficiently in the body. This can support smoother digestion and reduce the feeling of heaviness after meals. In traditional Japanese eating habits, daikon is often served alongside rich or heavier foods because it helps balance digestion naturally. The enzymes present in it assist the stomach in processing complex meals, which may reduce bloating and improve nutrient absorption. Along with its digestive benefits, daikon is also considered helpful for supporting liver function, as it contains compounds that may assist the body's natural detoxification processes and reduce inflammation over time. It is also very low in calories but high in water content and fiber, making it a filling yet light food that supports hydration and gut health. In many Western countries, including the United States, daikon is becoming more widely available in places like Whole Foods and Asian grocery stores, typically priced around $1.50 per radish. Its affordability and versatility make it an easy addition to salads, soups, or stir-fries, offering both flavor and functional health benefits in everyday meals. Tofu is a staple daily protein source in Japanese cuisine, especially silken tofu, which has a soft texture and mild taste that allows it to blend easily into a wide variety of dishes. It is made from soybeans, water, and a natural coagulant and is valued for being a complete plant-based protein, meaning it contains all essential amino acids the body needs for muscle repair and overall health. Along with protein, tofu is rich in isoflavones, which are plant compounds that behave similarly to estrogen in the body and may support hormonal balance and long-term cellular health. In Japan, tofu is consumed regularly across all age groups, from young athletes to elderly individuals, making it a versatile and widely accepted food. It is not limited to vegetarian or vegan diets, but is part of mainstream eating habits. Some observational studies have noted that populations with higher soy intake, including tofu, tend to show lower rates of certain health conditions. For example, Japanese men have been observed to have significantly lower rates of prostate cancer compared to American men, which has led researchers to explore dietary soy as one possible contributing factor. Tofu is also low in saturated fat and calories while being nutrient-dense, making it suitable for both muscle building and weight management. In the United States, it is often available in grocery stores and increasingly used by fitness enthusiasts, including bodybuilders, as a clean protein option. Its adaptability allows it to be used in soups, stir-fries, smoothies, and even desserts, making it a practical and functional food for everyday nutrition. Ikigai is a Japanese concept that translates to reason for being or the reason you wake up every morning. It represents a deep sense of purpose that gives structure and meaning to daily life. In Japanese culture, especially in regions like Okinawa, Ikigai is not seen as something abstract or philosophical alone, but as a practical part of everyday living. It can come from work, family, hobbies, community contribution, or even simple daily routines that provide a sense of fulfillment and direction. Research from the Okinawa study has shown that people with a strong sense of ikigai tend to live significantly longer, with some studies suggesting an average increase of around 7 years in lifespan. This is not just linked to physical health, but also mental and emotional well-being. Having a reason to get up each day reduces stress, supports emotional stability, and encourages more active lifestyles, all of which contribute to healthier aging. In contrast, many people in Western societies, particularly in the United States, experience a sharp transition into retirement where daily structure and purpose can suddenly decrease. This loss of routine and meaning has been associated with declines in both mental and physical health. In Japanese culture, however, retirement is often more gradual. People continue to stay active in some form of work, community involvement, or personal projects, rather than stopping activity completely. This ongoing sense of purpose helps maintain engagement with life and keeps both the mind and body active. Ikigai is not about grand achievements, but about consistent meaning in everyday actions, which collectively supports longevity and a more balanced approach to aging and life satisfaction. Now you know the 12 things Japanese people do differently. The question is, which one will you start today? Comment below and tell me. And if you want to see what the Japanese eat for breakfast every single morning, that video is right here. See you there.